everybody. Welcome back to the 24 Days of Christmas here at the Mornville Community Library. I'm Shelley, and we are on day 16. So craft number 16. And this craft is called a crunch paper Christmas tree. This is something I remember doing as a kid and was able to create some really unique and neat things just with some tissue paper and some glue. So we are going to get started. Let's take a look at what we have for supplies. All right, so down here, you're going to have just one of these cardboard or cardstock Christmas trees. I've got two because I'm going to show you two different techniques. You're going to have a star in your kit. You're going to have a piece of cardboard that's in there. And for those that are wondering how I did this, I actually took a side off of a cardboard box, got the paper on one side a bit wet, and then I gently peeled it off. And underneath that, you get kind of this corrugated or roughness that's in on the other side there. So that's what I did to create these for kind of the stump of the tree. Kind of cool. The other thing that we've got is I've got you about 100 2-inch squares of the green tissue paper, and then there's about 20 or 25 pieces of some different colors. Color ones are going to be used for like Christmas lights on our Christmas tree. The other thing that you're going to have is a hanger of some sort. This one here, we've got some different ribbon that we're going to use, and that's it for those guys in your kit. You're also going to need either a glue stick, or this one you can also get away with white glue. That's how I used to do it as a kid, is I had a little bit of white glue just into a container of some sort off to the side so I could dip my tissue paper into. You're also going to want to have a pen or a pencil of some sort that has a flat end to it, because that's going to be super helpful. So I'm going to show you two different techniques to do this. So if you're quite young and you find it a little fiddly to work with the pen, wrapping tissue around it, I'm going to start with you guys first, and we are actually going to crunch the paper. So I'm going to move this maybe not too far up actually, because you need to see the base here. So the very first thing though that we're going to do that I found was the easiest was you should have a hole in the top of your green tree. We are going to create the hanger first with this one because we're going to do a little trick. So I folded it in half, got an opening. We're gonna, pull this through. You don't want to go too tight because you don't want to tear the paper. And then you can go ahead and put a knot at the top. This seems to be a challenge for me. There we go. So if you're having trouble with it, ask for help. There we go. And just be patient with yourself. You will get it through. There we go. You can pull that end a little bit tighter. I'm just going to snip off the excess. And the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to add our star right away, because that's going to help to keep this hanger from getting torn or anything like that. We don't want to wreck the top of our tree. So this guy should have a paper backing on it. We just peel that off, already sticky. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put that on there and unstick from the paper here. Here we go. And that's going to help hold our hanger in place. All right, so that's the first part. I'm just going to do that on one of these guys. We'll put that to the side. The next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to grab this one here, is we're going to actually crunch the paper. So let's actually add this guy on first. So you've got some of these really bumpy ridges that are on here, and I'm flattening those with my thumb. You could do like 2 or 3 of them. I'll bring this guy over because this is the guy I want to finish. And we're going to turn this over so you can see that the star is we're at the back of the star. We're going to take our glue. Glue stick is best because it's stickiest. And we are going to glue that onto the bottom of our tree with the bumpy side out to the front. So right now we're on the back of the tree. We are going to turn this over. We've got a cool ridge stump on our tree. All right, we're going to move that guy to the side for a minute and go ahead and grab this one. So for the little ones that might find it a little bit tricky wrapping the tissue paper around the pen, what we're going to do, and this is something you do for both of the craft or both of the techniques, just swirl on a bunch of glue stick. I've separated a bunch of these guys first of all so that they're easy for me to grab, because otherwise they kind of stick to each other. So for the young ones, if you like, you can just simply scrunch it up, not too tight, and you just go right ahead and you put it onto your tree. And we're going to start creating like branches for our tree. There's another one, and you don't need to have them too close together. And again, you don't have to be too tight, just enough to kind of give some texture and dimension to your tree. So just keep grabbing them and sticking them. And try not to get your fingers too much into the glue. And sticking it, wrenching it, and sticking it. You can see how much fun this can be. If you happen to have like a coloring book page or something like that, and instead of coloring it, you might want to do some crunch paper to color it in instead. That's something I used to do. Then you just take out your coloring page, add some glue to it, find some colored tissue that would match what you would maybe want to actually use as a color, whether it's a crayon or a marker, to fill it in. And you just start scrunching and filling in whatever the coloring page design is that you have. There you go. So you're going to keep doing that for the whole tree. Every once in a while, though, you want to grab one of these colored ones. These are going to be like the Christmas lights that are on your tree. So you can put one there and then continue with some green. Grab a couple more here. And then say if I was up a couple more rows up here, I would grab maybe a yellow one, and that one's going to go in there. And then you can just like put different colored ones everywhere on the tree as you go. So that is the crunch paper technique, which is quite fun and very relaxing. So I'm going to put this one to the side now, and I'm going to bring back this guy that we've got our star on, all ready to go. And we are going to do the same thing with the glue, is we are going to swirl a bunch of it on like that. And then we are going to grab a pen or a pencil, whatever you're using, that flat surface. Again, have your pieces of paper all separated ahead of time. Makes it a little more fun, not so frustrating. There you go. Get these guys separated out and really double check that they're separated. So you don't want to run out of green paper. So you should have enough and a little bit extra to be able to do your tree. So you just want to make sure the squares are all separated. And we're going to do the same kind of thing, except we're going to take our square, we're going to scrunch it around the pen or pencil, and then we're just going to dab it on there. Put it in the center, we'll scrunch the paper around it, put it on into the center, scrunch the paper, pop it on there, grab a couple more. They're tricky to pick up sometimes. Scrunch it and put it on. There you go. And then we're going to do the same thing when we get like a little bit higher up, is we're going to take one of the colored ones, scrunch that around the pen as well. And we're just going to place that wherever it is that we want to consider having like a Christmas light. And that, put one up here. So you get the idea. I'm going to continue filling this tree a little bit more, and then I'll get back to you. All right, so I've got another tree up here at the moment. And the reason I did is because I did mention at the beginning that you can use white glue for this as well. So I just wanted to show you, there's a couple of ways of doing it, is that you could go ahead and you can just put a light bit right onto your paper, or you can create a puddle off to the side and you can just dip your paper into it. So again, if you're using the scrunch paper technique, you can just go ahead, scrunch it right on there, and you're good to go. The other technique is you're going to wrap it around that pen or pencil, and you're going to put it on like that. And if you did do a puddle off to the side, you just dip it a little bit into that and then place it wherever you want to place it. So that is those guys there. I have some finished ones. So this here, I'll move this up a little bit. This is a finished one from doing just the scrunching. So I have that on there, all ready to go with the hanger, looking pretty good. That's the scrunch one. And then this is the technique using the back of the pen or pencil. So you can see that it kind of stands up a little bit more where the surface is a bit flatter with the scrunch paper. Either way is great. It's all about having fun and making your tree unique. So that is everything for that particular craft. I hope you had a great time with it. Very relaxing, very unique. I would love to see how your trees turned out. Again, you can give us a shout, send us an email at info@morinvillelibrary.ca, attention 24 days of Christmas, and send us some pictures and comments to let us know how you like that craft and how yours turned out. And just a quick shout out again to the Rotary Club for sponsoring all these great crafts that we're able to bring you today. That's it for this one, and I will see you for the next craft. Have a great day.